online. Welcome to another episode of the Big Blue Tent podcast. Come in, get comfortable. All are welcome here. The views from Gups and Aiden are strictly for entertainment purposes and should not be mistaken for facts. 30 seconds until round 1.
Shut up and sit down.
So, welcome to the Big Blue Tent podcast, episode number 9. It's Wednesday the 28th of June 2017, and you're listening to Matt Guppy and Aidan Burke of the Big Blue Tent. Hi Aidan.
Hi Matt, how you doing?
Yeah, all good mate. A little bit frustrated by technology this evening, but you know, that's the way things go. So, quick thanks to all of the Big Blue Tent sponsors. Number 5 RC, that's Mike Parker up in the north.
Yay, Mike Parker. We'll see him on Saturday.
We will see him on Saturday. We're actually getting the timing on that bit quite good now.
Okay, good.
You know, you're gradually over the weeks. You know, and this is week number 9.
Yep.
You know, over the weeks as we go through this, you're starting to redeem yourself as far as the Mike Parker thing goes. So
I like
well
to keep
done.
it fresh.
Well done.
I like to keep it fresh.
Keep it up. So, Jet Set Robot, that's Paul Seddon. Thanks Seddon, for all your help with computer stuff this week. CML Distribution, of course. Russ Lee has given me loads of helpful advice on building different bits lately. He's a bit of a tinkerer in the workshop, from what I can make out.
Nice.
RC Octane down in the southwest, John Finch, of course, and Nuclear RC for your glues and acetones. That's Alan Painter. Find all of those guys on Facebook, on the Big Blue Tent page, or in the Big Blue Tent group, or you can look them up yourself. Oh, and a quick thing with Nuclear RC, Alan gave me a box of glue to take to Mendip this week, so I've got lots and lots of Nuclear RC glue for the Oopal Weekender that's coming up. That's good. We could glue an awful lot of tyres up. We can. If Lee sends me his tyres, I can glue his tyres up with Nuclear RC glue.
That's got to be worth 0.1 of a second.
He's not going to gain 0.1 of a second for me gluing his tyres up.
I think he could.
Well, maybe. I do like to make sure they're properly glued. So what have you been up to there, mate?
Regarding racing wise, I raced on Sunday. We had our BRCA regional, and it was at my home track of Southport.
Excellent. So, how'd you get on? I know how you got on, but tell everybody how you got on at the regional.
Yeah, okay. So we're going right to the end, sort of how my result was.
Yeah. I don't need a round by round account of your entire day. Okay. But where did you qualify?
I qualified C5, I think.
Okay.
I think there was like 72 wheel drives.
Okay, well that's pretty good. Good.
I think I could have done a bit better.
Yeah.
I said I was going to go straight to the end. I'm going to talk about the middle now. The grip, mate. It was the grippiest thing we've ever seen. It was hot. It got wet in the morning, and then it just dried up. Oh. It was the light rain, the kind of rain we're having right now. The light rain, just dried, and it just got so much. And we did a real tight sort of S-bit over our middle tabletop.
Yeah.
To any Americans, that little hump in the middle is what we call a tabletop at Southport. I just couldn't get the car to drive around.
I think you ought to say to anybody, really, not just Americans, mate. Let's not single people out. I think everybody needs to know that's what you guys call a tabletop.
Yeah. It must be a foot tall.
That roller.
Well, Tony had done the track, and for the first round, it rained all through my heat, to be honest. But I had silvers on; it was okay. I got a good round in, as other people crashed out.
Mm.
And then, but the round straight after us was straight on to get back onto yellows, yellow darts. I think most people were on.
Yeah.
And so they all got better scores because it was drying up every round, and then it just got so grippy in the middle. So at the back of the car, I didn't realise what it was, but I just couldn't do these bit. And I came off one of my rounds and went. I think I spoke to Felix. I just can't drive it around the middle. He goes, "Oh, you've just got too much rear grip." And I went, how do you ever have too much rear grip on a yoke, on a YZ2? We never have that. So I discussed it with Felix, and he talked about putting an extra washer on the inner rear link. Mm-hmm. I only had 1 mil, moved to 2, and the next round it was much better. It was much looser at the back. I could go around the corner. I got another decent score.
You realise that people that listen to this podcast on a fairly regular basis, and thank you very much to everybody that has. It's been awesome. They now know that every week what you do is, if you've got a Yokomo, you take a washer off, or add a washer to your inner rear ball stud on the back.
Yeah, that's the only change I ever do. Other people do other things. The other option was to cut your the outer row off and your dart and the inner row off.
Yeah.
A few people did that, but as you know, I add or remove a washer. But I've never gone to 2 mil at the back. But that was good, so I did all right. I could have done better. It was really tight in our little group. Borley got one really, really good round and was near the bottom of the B. Garner was in the bottom of the B all day. We thought he was all in. He even beat me again in the last round. And I put another point between him and someone else, but someone else just had a blinder and dropped Garner into first or second in the C with me.
Yeah.
Good start. I only noticed Garner when I saw him wheelie down the middle of the straight. And then 10 seconds later, 10 milliseconds later, I then smashed into him at full pelt.
Okay.
Luckily, that didn't affect me, and I went round the corner. I went round at about second or third. The guy, and then I ended up.
You didn't wait for Garner then after you smacked into him?
Well, no, I didn't.
Okay.
I wouldn't have waited in that circumstances. That was just. He was not that he could do on the straight. Not I could do. I look up and I've just hit him.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I suppose a decent driver, if that's happened, if it's like an incident like that, rather than just carry on, would wait for the other driver. But yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
I don't think so. I don't think in that incident anyone would. I think if I'd tapped someone, I'd have waited.
Well, I think you just said you just went straight into him, didn't you?
Oh yeah, just punted him off the track. Destroyed his race completely, but I got round in third. That was the most important thing.
Nice.
And then
nice. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it.
Okay.
You know, I would have done the same thing to you.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
When you come down here this week, when you come to my home track this weekend, God help you if you are in the same heat as me. I will have the most gaffer taped up front of a B6 you've ever seen.
Yeah, just smash me out the way. So we did really well. I'm going to say I basically won it, right?
Okay, good. Yeah, good.
I did. If you look at the result, it does look like I've come second.
Right.
However, the kid that beat me lapped everyone in the race, including me.
Okay.
He'd only completed one round, and he still out-qualified me. He was, I should know, he was either Luke or Josh Holdsworth.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so this guy's been in certainly C's finals of nationals,
Yeah.
and he was lapping at 20 point something seconds, and I came second doing 22s. He lapped. By the time that Eric turned around and went, "Oh, he's just lapped everyone except Aiden," and when he said that, he just lapped me.
Ah.
So that was fine. It's kind of like one of those moments when it clearly only had got one round in, that's why it was in the C. But you didn't have to move out of his way. Wherever he came up to someone, he just went past them.
Yeah.
He was just quicker all the way. But I like to say I'm a great loser, right? If I lose, I go, "Don't worry, guys, I've had a great day. It's all brilliant." But what clearly I am is a terrible winner.
Oh yeah.
A terrible winner.
The thing is, mate, I think you get so few opportunities to claim a victory that you should make the most out of every single one of them.
So as I came second, I then just called everyone else on the rostrum, right, for all sorts, because they didn't beat me. My language wasn't great.
Well, I can remember coming up to Southport last year and experiencing this, being in the C final. I think we were at Oupel.
Yes.
And I think hands down, I'd whooped you in the first two legs of that final. And then in leg 3, it was the very last corner. I just touched that bit of concrete.
Yeah.
And it just did one of those really slow rolls where there's no reason for it really to keep tipping over, but it just keeps going, and then you just have a nice gentle sort of skid onto your shell.
Yeah, I was equally as gracious to the other 8 people, because obviously the Holdsworth he'd won it, but he was sat next to me or stood next to me, and then I was like, "Garner, you're rubbish. You were rubbish. You were rubbish. You were rubbish." And I may have used other words. Yeah. So next time I'm trying to give someone a penalty, remind me of that fact, if you want to.
Yeah.
But it was a good day. Everyone enjoyed themselves. 4 rounds. Just short of 100 people booked in. 2 and 4-wheel drive. Evo won it with his PR.
Yeah.
He was the classer. Seemed to be the class ahead of everyone.
Yeah, I mean, there was a couple of videos from that.
They were the worst videos in the world.
They were pretty bad as far as the light. I mean, they're great to have the videos, and anybody who records the races from anywhere and puts them on YouTube. I think anyone that's into racing appreciates that. We all like to have a fresh race to watch. But those ones were, when the cars were going down the straight, great.
Yeah.
They were in the sun.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they went round the corner in the trees, the phones just weren't picking up the difference between the dark and light bits, and everything vanished.
Okay, that's kind of what it was like driving. It was that different, because it got really bright for the finals. Bright as it's been, warmed up, coats are off, everything. But you just couldn't see. I was all right. I think I did well because my car's white. Damo Whittle had his worst result ever, because as soon as his dark green and black and blue car went into a shadow,
is this what he's telling everybody, is it?
Well, no, you could literally see it, because I marshalled it. You could just roll over. You just can't. People come off and go, you just can't see the bumps. It was pretty. I think we're going to have to thin the branches out. We're probably going to have to definitely do that.
It might be an idea. I mean, they're
but
been there for a while.
One of the incidents that did happen was there was some track cutting. Okay, and if you're going to cut the track, I think one of the golden rules is don't do it in front of me. And Tom Pat was stood. Was it Tom Pat? No, who was stood next to me? Oh, it was Hayden. No, couldn't have been Hayden. I think it was Tom Pat. It was next to me, and literally, as you went up to the cobbles. Now, if you watch the video, they're not cobbles. it looks just like an AstroTurf, but they were. And 2 cars, and one did it twice. Made a mistake going through the bendy bit that I said that I couldn't get my car to go around through 2 rounds. Clip a post, go over the track marker, which is only, and it's a concrete one, but it's only the size of a drain pipe. Okay, and then sat there and then just drove off, just cut out the entire cobbles, and I'm like, hang on, boys, what are you doing that for? Literally shouting that during the race. And they were warned, because I did mention that to the ref at the time. He didn't see it. There's no way the ref should have been able to see it, because he's following the leaders round. That's his job. These guys were mid-pack. And they drove off, and I'm like, so I did get a warning. So what I'm going to say is, 1, don't cut the track in front of me. And I think both of them came up with the age-old excuse of, oh, well, we waited, which they clearly didn't.
No, God, see, the thing is, when that happens, you think you've waited.
Yes.
And, you can see it when you're marshalling. You can see when someone has hopped over a barrier and they just sit there for a second and they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, that was a bit soon. Or when the other cars come round that they were in front of, they then take off in front of them.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't. You should let them go. If you've cut 4 seconds of the track out, you should be sitting there until the cars that were behind you have gone past.
Yeah, as well. People go, oh, well, I didn't gain anything. But the thing is, you crashed. But you should just drive back over and go around the corner again. Because you've crashed over a barrier, you say, well, I didn't gain anything, but you didn't lose anything. And I'm pretty... these guys were just above me as well. One of them only beat me by a point that round. So, if he'd gone round, I would have got another point.
Wow.
At least.
It happens, mate. It happens.
But I think we've got I'm not sure. I think our next regional in our region is at our 1/8 track in our
but that's ages away. We don't need to worry about that yet. We got Oopal coming up before that.
Oh yeah, I know. But we've got some interesting refs set for that Northwest Nitro round. Because our current ref is away at the Euros during that weekend. So we'll sort that out. Okay, so
great.
So that was it.
Great news.
I had a great day. Everything worked really well. The car was great. Everyone enjoyed themselves. Food was brilliant. It's Southport. It was super grippy. I had a decent file. I got the brakes, and then the fella in front of me rolled, and I just kept going. It was really good. Everyone seemed to enjoy themselves. I even made a change by putting an extra washer on. So you didn't go racing at the weekend, did you?
No, I didn't. I've been house sitting all week. My lady friend went off to Portugal with all of the family this week. Probably the best week you could have picked to have gone out of the UK. It's been, after the heat wave, this has been the biggest letdown in weather I think the UK's experienced for quite a number of years. Hopefully it'll pick up before the weekend, but it was Swindon Regional for us. A lot of the boys went up there and did that. I just simply couldn't do it. It's like a 2-hour drive for me. By the time I got home, I would have had nothing done, and that would have just nailed me for the week. And with Oopal coming up for us, that's the biggie.
Oh, it is definitely. It's the big weekend.
And I think especially for you lot coming down this end of the country for a change, nice of you lot to actually venture out of the northwest for once.
Okay. Nice.
I think for me, it's definitely one of my bigger race meetings of the year, and I think I'm looking forward to not having to really do a lot this year.
Oh yeah, you were in charge last year, weren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, this is brilliant. You just sit with me and throw stuff at people.
When you've been stood on the track for 20 odd minutes marshalling because there's no one else to stand in, You're like, oh man, this is a long weekend. This is a long weekend. But no, this year I will just be racing and catching up with everybody, which is, I think, a much better position for me to be in to get a decent result out of it.
Okay.
But yeah, obviously all the team are coming down. How many of us have we got in the caravans there?
8 or 9. We've got 2 caravans, and I'm sure it's 8 or 9 we've got.
Oh, I know there's 4 of us from here. It's me, Mark, Rob, and Chris Busby.
Yeah.
Are all staying in one side of it, I suppose.
And then there's 4 of us.
Yeah.
And Mike Parker on the Saturday.
Ah, great. Okay.
So we'll catch up with Upal later. Make sure we fully try and talk to everyone, name a few people who I'm certainly looking to batter when I go down there. But what we could do is,
I think,
we can
to be honest, mate, everybody's getting battered this weekend when they come down to Mendip.
Oh, so it is. Well, what we could do is, we can get someone on. We give someone a phone call now and get them on, and then we've got somebody who was actually at the Southwest Regional, so they bothered to turn up to their own region. That was nice of them. And talk about the cars that he's had. So what I'll try and do is give this fella a call and get him on. Is that okay?
I think that would be a great idea. So, who is it we're getting on then?
Well, we'll get Martin Owen on, hopefully.
Lovely.
So,
Martin Owen being the BRCA Southwest rep and current chairman of my local club, Mendip RC Raceway.
Right, okay. He drives for PR. I'm going to press the button so PR.
Who's that?
Well, perhaps Martin Owen can tell us more about who PR are.
Yeah, maybe.
Hello.
Hi, Martin.
Mate. How are you?
Very well. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. You sound a bit either like you've been eating lots of biscuits, or you've got a bit of a cold.
No, I think it's just a bit. I'm just a bit like not awake yet. It's been a lot of late nights down that track.
Oh, right.
I thought you might have been hibernating with the rain.
No, I even went down tonight, and even though I said I wasn't going to.
Oh.
Right. Okay.
You know what it's like, Matt.
Yeah, I do, mate. I do indeed.
So,
what have you been doing down there?
Weeding the track, fixing any gaps in the AstroTurf, making it so it's all nice and pretty for the weekend.
Yeah,
So
a lot
brilliant.
of cars going over it, so
yes,
it's tough, isn't it? I remember, last year we got what did we get onto? I think it was the second leg of the finals, and the nails started to come out of the bits of the Astro, and I was just like, oh, this is my worst nightmare happening right now.
Yeah, we found a few of those, but hopefully they're all gone, and hopefully it won't happen, but we will see.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. Fine.
From us Northern boys, we're really looking forward to coming down.
Well, we're looking forward to it. We like the Northern invasion once a year.
Yeah.
Once a year's enough, though.
Once is enough, yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to spoil you.
Well, no. We need to come up. We need to get more coming up to you. That's the trick.
That's it, mate. That's it. Show them what real high grip is.
Exactly.
We were talking about that earlier because over the weekend when I did our region up in Southport, and the grip at Southport was just insane.
I'll tell you what, though, it looks nice. That Astra is very green.
Oh yeah,
awesome.
it is.
It's awesome.
It looks nice.
So you were at your regional in the southwest at Swindon. How'd that go?
Yeah, it was eventful. It went well. They were a new club running a regional for the first time. They had a couple of hiccups, and I think they got there in the end. I think they've learned from it, and we just wait and see what happens there. I think like all clubs, they struggle. They don't get enough people. And I felt for the chairman because I think he was left alone to try and build the track, run the place, and run the meeting at the weekend. And I think it's almost too much.
It's a lonely job, mate. It's a lonely job a lot of the
It
time.
is. No.
Yeah, and I know Richard has put an enormous... Richard Atkinson up at Swindon RC has put a huge amount of work into that track and getting it up and running for everybody. And the reports I've heard come back from people that have been using it fairly regularly. I know Mark's been up there quite a bit and done a few bit of practicing and stuff up there, and he says it gets better and better as far as the grip's concerned. Obviously, a lot of sand still left in it and stuff like that, but you expect it with a fresh track like that.
I mean, my one brilliant thing I thought was great at the track, it had something that most UK tracks don't have. It had jumps.
Yes, it does have a whopping great tabletop in front of the rostrum, doesn't it?
It does, a massive tabletop, and it's good. You get in the air and you get to jump. It's something we just don't have enough of them in this country.
Aidan, now just to explain what a jump is to anybody up in the north, or especially in the northwest.
There's plenty of jumps at Bury.
Yeah, there
Bury's
are.
got loads of changes of elevation at Bury. All great.
I have to admit, when I went there for the vets last year, they ran on the 4-wheel drive day. They ran the straight going from right to left, and you went down it flat out, and they had that jump at the end of the straight.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Single-handedly one of the best features I've ever raced on.
It's unbelievably good, isn't it? Unbelievable.
It's amazing.
You wouldn't expect a jump 2/3 of the way down the straight to work.
No, you wouldn't. But it was amazing.
Yeah, it does.
It is. That's how the older Bury track was. It didn't even have another straight. The only straight that it had a whopping great big jump in it.
See, way forward.
And obviously, as they've rebuilt the track, they said, well, to be honest, what are the features for Bury? And they've just gone, well, the fact that we have a straight with a whopping great big jump in it.
Yeah.
But now they've got another straight on the other side, so that they can hold the vets. I was there. It was a great meeting.
Yeah, it was.
It just soaks water up.
It does. Very strange. It just soaks it up.
It rains and it gets grippier.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose us three of us are all big fans of Bury. So how did you do? How did you do at the weekend?
Well,
you'll be glad to know that we're not bothered about 4-wheel drive.
Excellent. Well, I came third in 4-wheel drive, so I was happy with that. To be fair to him, I didn't get up there till late because I had to work, unfortunately, Saturday. So I kind of got there and just chucked the car on and went, and I got third in the end, and I'll take it.
Yeah.
And then 2-wheel drive, I pulled something out of the bag and managed to win it.
Now, well done for that, mate. And you're no stranger to taking regional titles. Anyway, I've seen you come first in many an A final. But how did you find the PR was compared to other years when because you were all with the Team C? I thought you did some of the best driving in that car that I've ever seen you do personally. I think
this is how I view my car. So I was at Schumacher, and the KF was unbelievably good. And it was at its time when it came out.
And the 4-wheel drive with that, you're the only person I've seen get that Schumacher 4-wheel drive moving like it did.
It was good. It was good. You just had to stay on top of it. It was a high maintenance car.
Okay.
Unfortunately, when I went to the belts, when I went to the Euros, Robin Hood in 2015, I had an awful time with it, and I got back to realise I'm a bit of an idiot, and I didn't put any pulleys on it, and the belts were skipping, and But the car was amazing. Obviously, Mr. Orlowski won the Euros with it, so it was the car to have. And then you skip to the Team C, 2-wheel drive. I think we struggled because we had too many options. The TM2 was unbelievable, but I just didn't gel with it. And then when I did it was too late.
Yeah.
But the TM4, as far as a four-wheel drive, was incredible. I mean, Collinson won a national last year with it.
Yeah, it did,
It's a hell of a car.
I
This year,
can't deny that. I really can't.
it's-
I mean, I've seen a lot of them go round, and you know
Yeah.
Mendip as well as I do.
yeah,
And to get a four-wheel drive that can go round there like those TM4s do is hard work.
yeah, no, it's a great car. And then onto this year, the four-wheel drive's been the harder car for me to get used to. I'm getting there with it.
So why did hang on? Let's get back.
Go on.
Why the change?
What, from Team C to PR?
Yes.
Two reasons.
Yeah.
One, I didn't really see that there was a lot of things happening with Team C.
As in sort of
Okay.
progress with
As
the
in
car
progress, yeah, you know, and don't get me wrong, I'm national A finalist, I'm far from it, but you want to see a little bit of this is happening.
Yeah.
And I think it is. I just think it's happening a lot more in Europe than here.
Kind of thing. Right.
Because that Team C two-wheel drive has got the same front end as the £60 RTR car, hasn't it?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's what, 7 years old, 8 years old, that front end. So for me, and then the second thing was with the PR, it was a chance to be part of something that was new.
Okay.
And to help, you know, Kev bringing that product into the country, you know, taking a massive leap of faith and going, I'm going to import my own car into the country. I thought he had massive nuts for that, and I thought
And
it's a
he's
chance
done
to be
well.
part of it.
He has
He's done
done
very
well.
well.
He's really put. I mean, the social media stuff. He has done massively well on that.
Yeah.
And the support around the country. You know, I know me and you do the occasional bit of battle on on Facebook with, you know, who's best this week. But
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
you know, I can't deny Kev has done a really good job with the PR stuff.
Yes, you know, and the product, it is good. It's even better than I thought it was. The two-wheel drive for me I mean, I had an amazing winter at Maritime with it. Came fourth in the series, you know, and some quick local guys there.
Yeah.
You know, and that two-wheel drive's just been an incredible bit of kit. And the thing is, what a lot of people forget, I love Associate cars. I grew up with them, and I love them.
Yeah.
But you buy an Associate X-Ray, they're so good, and you can go on the internet and you can get pretty good base setup to make it work in most places. The PR stuff, we have a base setup, but you're learning all the time.
Yeah.
You're teaching yourself. And it's a little bit, I guess, you know, you spoke to Lee last week when the YZ2, when he had that new, he had to go and learn how that setup works and how to make it go fast. He didn't have I know he could speak to Shin, but he didn't have a book or a website you could fall on and go, this is going to work. And it's just trial and error,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's working. So I'm surprised Aiden's recovered from talking to his hero Lee, but you know.
I don't know that he has. He hasn't spoken for a minute or two. I couldn't shut him up earlier.
I was just daydreaming of Lee when you mentioned him.
Oh, no.
No, I think the PR seems to have got better up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, Evo won our regional last week. I think he is top of our region on points. With his PR, he loves it.
Yeah. It's weird, isn't it?
So, what's good? Why should I get a PR?
What's good about a PR?
Yeah.
I think what over any other car. I think the PR. I don't think there's a bad two-wheel drive. I think all the two-wheel drives on the market are great. There ain't a bad two-wheel drive. So we've had this. Me and Matt have had this conversation many times. It's all down to your kind of personal preference. The only thing I think with the PR is you can pretty much go to most tracks now and there's someone running one, and there's someone you can ask for advice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And because they're not, how can I put it? Because all us guys running PRs, we're not top A finalists, amazing. We're kind of normal club racers racing at a higher standard.
I think Kev Lee you might get an email off Kev about that.
Yeah, he makes the occasional A final, but he's been doing it for like 50 years.
Everybody gets lucky every now and then, doesn't they?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's a great, it's a very nice product that you can go and ask people, what do I need to do? And anyone will help.
That's good.
Although I do believe that's the same with Schumacher, Yokomo, Associated. I mean, you go ask Neil Craig's dad, how do I make this work? He's more than happy to help.
Yeah.
Just don't ever ask him when Neil's racing. He don't like that.
I'll wait till I'll try and do the time.
That's the only time people are going to ask, isn't it? Now, that's it.
Well, he will punch him in the face.
he will
Nick
scowl.
Craig will have 400 messages every Sunday now.
Yeah.
I mean, and blame him. He's watching Neil race, and he's watching what the car does. And it's that's the thing you often hear. I tried talking to this pro and he was miserable and he was horrible. And it's like, when did you try talking to him? 1 minute before they do up on the rostrum and the front wheel's hanging off the car.
Yeah.
That's normally when I pick. Literally, it's like, oh, have you got a minute? No, I'm on now.
I'm on now. Yeah,
Tough.
yeah.
Tell me, do I take this shim off the back, or do I put this shim on the back of the car? That's all I ask the same question to everyone. I get different answers, but so which one do you prefer? Do you prefer? Clearly we're all two-wheel drive guys, but are you a two-wheel drive or a four-wheel drive guy?
I prefer racing four-wheel drive.
Right.
But I'm doing better with my two-wheel drive. I don't know. It's just the way it's going at the moment. But I like racing four-wheel drive.
Are you doing both classes at Opel?
I'm not doing either. How about that?
Oh dear.
You're doing stadium trucks at Opel, aren't you?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
See, I am desperate for a stadium truck. Absolutely desperate for a stadium truck.
I had this thought, going back a few months, I thought, I could be running around like a loon trying to fix things on the track or just watch what's going on. And I didn't want to do a class where I even had to concentrate. So I asked Mr. Lee very nicely if I could borrow his stadium truck, and that's what I'm doing. So,
awesome.
Right, well done. Well done.
So I'm just going to try that, and
I'm sure you'll be well acquainted with all the lads from Bury. You'll be racing their short course trucks in the same heat.
Yeah,
and they'll smash you out the way.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
And now they all know that that's Kev's personal
truck.
a stadium truck as well.
Yeah.
So
I got his body shell, but he's told me that I'm not allowed to ruin that. So lucky enough, I got a spare one. Yeah, I got a spare one, so that'll probably be on.
Right, and they got to catch you first, mate.
Yeah, we'll probably not be a problem with the stadium truck.
I don't know.
Although there is a bet going on between myself and James Boylan. He's bet me breakfast on the Sunday that he's going to be out-qualified me by Sunday morning.
Wow. That is a bold claim from James, I must admit.
So we're having some breakfast on that, so that'll be interesting.
Okay, I'm going to pick sides now. I'm going to go with James.
Excellent.
Okay, so I am going to be Team X-Ray James all weekend.
And I will be Team Big Blue Tent Martin.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've not raced a stadium truck for 20 years, so it'll be funny.
I think you'll love it. I think a bit of a fun class like that will make the weekend a bit more fun for you as well, because there's going to be an awful lot of stuff going on this weekend.
Oh, yeah,
it's going to be carnage.
Have you got enough toilet rolls?
Yes, and the toilets have been painted and decorated.
Nice.
Or just a female one has at the moment. I'm not too sure how far along we are with it.
Because of all the women that turn up to toy car racing rings.
Exactly. But I got so fed up for apologising over the state of the female toilets that they've been painted.
To be honest, mate, I wouldn't touch the boys. I wouldn't.
Not
It's
until
fine.
after the weekend.
Yeah.
No.
To be honest, there's no point doing it. And Bawley's coming down with his irritable bowel.
Oh, no.
Do you know?
He's
Tell me
staying in
after
your
that.
caravan.
Oh,
What caravan park are you children at?
Well, it's the what was Pern, and is it like Kingfisher or is it
no, Ho
Yes.
Seasons.
Ho Seasons? Ho Seasons, okay.
And they know what's coming?
Yeah. I had to have
We've been there. Yeah,
20
we've been there for
minute-
years,
yeah.
haven't we? We go there every Upal. We get a caravan with the same people, and we did it before it changed hands. So we kind of got, because they don't like big groups of men. It's a family holiday park. You know, there are
Jesus.
families there, so they don't want a big group of rowdy guys. And we had a lot of trouble the first year we booked a caravan, and we're kind of going, yeah, but we're just playing with toy cars, so we're not going to be partying all night. We're going to come back, do some prep on the cars, probably watch a film, and then go to bed.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
We won't. Admittedly,
we
okay.
complained
There's a
about the
barbecue at
kids.
the track on Saturday, but yeah, I think Friday night we'll all be getting a decent night's kit.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you don't realise, Martin, that Tommy will have us up at about 5:30 in the morning.
Oh,
You know how far that holiday park is from the track, and we have cars, but Tommy will want to be at the track for 7:00.
well, that's better than when I go to nationals and I've shared hotel rooms with Alex Springer and David Church. Dave Church likes to wake up at 4:30 and turn the TV on.
That's 8. That's 8. Oh well, here they are. So if you've got any Dave Church stories, some DC for well known for us stories, because he's probably coming on next week.
What channel does he
Excellent.
watch?
If you want to get him in first, that would be great.
DC stories. I don't know if any are repeatable. That's the thing that worries me. He's certainly got some stories. I'm trying to think of any that would not incriminate him too well or get him arrested.
Okay, well, he's doing the UK Nationals now, isn't he?
He's doing Belton in a couple of weeks.
Right, okay.
So-
He's going to the Euros, isn't he, with RC Racing TV?
Yeah, he's going to the 8th Euros or the 5th Euros, and then coming to the 10th Euros.
Right.
He's gonna be commentated out by the time he gets to the 10th Euros.
God, yeah.
Yeah, no, he'll certainly drink a lot of vodka by then.
Yeah, he's
So-
yeah, I think as far as I thought, the coverage of the last Euros from wasn't great.
No, they don't. The problem, the guys at RC Race TV do a great job, but
Love them all.
they're not that savvy on who's who and what's what. Where that's where they brought DC in, so he's a bit more. He knows who's who and what's what.
Yeah, he knows the shell colours.
Exactly. Plus, you can abuse him on YouTube then while he's on live. So, like for me, I'll be sat in work, probably while he's doing the 8th or the 5th Euros, just sending him abuse. And then obviously at the Euros, I'll just do it to him in person, which will be great.
Yeah.
And you're not only doing the Euros, you're doing the Worlds, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to the Worlds for some crazy reason. I'm chaperoning, I think, Mr. Crompton, so that'll be entertaining. To put
Okay.
it mildly.
So is it just you and P? Well, I'm not saying it's just you and PC, but it's just you and PC travelling together.
Yeah, we're flying out. Me and Mr. Crompton are flying over. I believe Britt Wise, Lee and Neil are doing it. Tom Cockrell's doing it.
Yeah.
Nathan Rolls is doing it. Myself and Paul, and I think that's it. I probably have missed someone, but yeah,
It's not a cheap one, is it?
It's not cheap, but it should be an experience.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be brilliant.
I said to
Yeah,
Paul, "What are we
I'd
going to
be
eat?"
more than up
'Cause
for
he's
doing it.
He's quite fussy, and Paul said, "Well, we'll just eat fake McDonald's," which sounded quite interesting.
Yeah, I'm sure. There'll be other things than dog
Yeah, I'm hoping so. Maybe
and
some
live
chicken
fish.
spiders,
beaks,
scorpions.
stuff like that.
Yeah, I can't wait. But it'll
Well,
be an experience.
mate, it certainly will be. We'd love to hear from you when you're over there.
Yeah, oh yes. Well, I don't know how much
Um,
outside contact you can have because it's China. So a lot of stuff. Facebook's banned, I think. Anything with Google's banned. So it'll be interesting.
Oh,
Right,
that'll be
okay.
a nightmare.
Yeah, they got quite a strict internet regime in China. So I've been reading.
Right,
Probably
okay.
get there and find everything works. But
So what happens if you go on Facebook in China?
I just believe it won't connect, from what I've read.
Well, yeah, because my mate's my cousin's in Dubai, and there's certain things that don't work there.
Yeah, it just doesn't. But then saying that, Lee was in Hong Kong a few weeks ago, and I noticed he put some pictures up on Facebook, so maybe it does work. I don't.
Yeah, you don't. I don't even know where it is in China.
It's in Zamian. It's like I don't know if that's how you say it, but it's about 4 hours to the right of Hong Kong. If you're looking at Hong Kong, it's about 4 hours to the right
So do you
along
fly?
the coast.
You're gonna fly to Hong Kong, or do you fly
to
there?
Hong. No, you fly to Hong Kong, I think, and then take another flight to Zambia,
Right, nice.
I believe. So,
And that's a dirt track, isn't it?
yeah, but it's going to be a 10th Pacific dirt track. They're making it smaller, and it'll be 10th Pacific, not one of these kind of 8th scale made to work with 10th,
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
which the Euros kind of is, although it's not the biggest 8th track, so it looks like you kind of get away with the product.
Yeah, it did look
Oh.
wide. It did look like a wide
Yeah,
track.
yeah. Got some good jumps
Yeah, yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
and a swimming pool
Perfect.
right next to the track.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, if it's all going wrong, you just go in the swimming pool.
Yeah, that's what we'd see. That is one of the reasons we keep going back to this holiday camp up the road from Mendip, is because as soon as qualifying's done on the Saturday, we go straight back and jump in the pool.
Perfect.
Um,
Perfect. And the weather is looking good for this weekend.
Oh God, do you know what? It's really weird. It's like there's this massive band of rain just after the weekend, and this
Yeah.
big band of rain just before it, and it seems that I think there's a bit on Saturday night crossover to Sunday, isn't there?
There's Sunday morning. Just
Yeah, real early
quite
hours.
early. Yeah, so.
But
It looks
hopefully
like
that'll
it's
just be a
sunny
light
Saturday
one.
afternoon. Yeah, it'll be fine. Just Aiden, don't bring any weather down from up north. It always rains. We don't want that.
No, we don't want that.
I don't care. I've got silvers.
They don't work. You need greens, mate. Ballistic
Greens?
greens all day there.
Oh, see. Now for me, I would go with a silver at Mendip.
What, a silver spike or a silver dart?
Dart.
Dart.
Now, see, too much sand in the track.
Yeah, now, at a certain point, you would need a ballistic, but I don't think it's going to be wet enough
No, I don't.
for that.
So if it's
to
wet,
happen.
a ballistic. But if it's just damp, a silver.
Now,
To
they'll
be
only
fair,
work, though, up until a point when the grip starts to come up, and once you've got grippy patches on the track, the sidewalls collapse on them. So you've got to choose your changeover points of yellows really, really carefully, but
Jesus.
it's it's a bit of a balance, but
I think you'll be on yellows all weekend.
Brilliant. And how long do you think darts will last, Martin?
All day. But like Lee said, they'll be no good after 2 runs.
yeah, they'll last. They'll probably last all weekend, to be honest. Before
Yeah.
they've, after what is it? For 8 rounds.
8 rounds, yeah.
So I've done more time than that on a single set of darts, and they've still been usable. So yeah, they would last all weekend. But you'd be at the bottom with them. You'd drop 2-3 seconds off of a lap by the end of the weekend with them.
Yeah, easily.
Right, okay.
Absolutely easily.
So every 2 rounds, you set of darts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to keep the pace up, yeah.
Which is better than Torch National, where we're putting on a new set every round.
Okay.
But see, again, we're putting them on a new set every round, but those darts I've still got in my bag, and I still use them for club racing, and they're all right.
Okay.
So, it's...
But again, as we always seem to talk about tyres, when you did nationals and we were on mini spikes,
yeah,
it was a new set of tyres every run anyway.
It was, yeah.
So,
do you know what I think they should do with tyres? I know Lee talked about it last week. I think they should, when you go to national, and the problem is in logistics, it's a pain. You should be able to have like 3 sets for the meeting, and they're marked, and you got to make them last.
Yeah,
that would mix it up. But
I think what everybody in the off-road game is worried about with this is the marking of the tyres and keeping a check on how many sets are being used. And to be honest, I've done the scrutineering, for the BRCA on-road nationals, where they do have these tyre limits on the wet tyres and on the dry tyres. Now, it is in scrutineering. I mean, I give them credit where it's due. That system they've got for working out how many tyres everybody's used, how many sets, and marking them up is spot on. It works perfectly.
Yeah.
So I don't think, at events like nationals where you've got scrutineering going on anyway, I really don't think it would take more than another 5-6 seconds on top of what's already being done.
How many people did it? How many people did you need to do it?
Me.
There's 2 of you on there. Was it just you?
Wayne was running race control whilst I... No, hang on a minute. That was it. We would start the computer, and then he would pass me... He would put the car on the scales and say yes or no whether it was, and then I would take it off, mark each tyre if they hadn't already been marked. He'd tick the sheet to say whether they'd been marked or not, and I put it on the shelf. And it was as simple as that. It was, we had 2 people, and it took probably 2.5 minutes to do 10 cars.
Yeah.
And how many went to national? 100?
Yeah, probably about 60 on there.
60, 70.
Okay, so yeah.
If you've got dedicated scrutineers, I believe that you could do it, and you could mark the wheels.
What would you turn it to? What would you turn it to? You'd turn it to 2 sets for the day.
No, I think you'd turn it. I think you'd say 3 sets. Just stop people putting on a set every run.
But a set every round is only 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then the other problem it does bring in, and I've seen it happen, is someone does something and a tyre rips. What do you do then? Do they get a new set of tyres? It becomes another a grey area.
I mean, for me, if that happens, I go, well, stuff happens every now and then, dude. That's one of your sets of tyres.
Yeah, that's one of your sets.
That's what I would say if it was me that it had happened to.
Yeah.
Damn, I've just lost a set of brand new tyres. Gutted.
Yeah.
If this was Formula 1, you wouldn't get a free set of tyres, would you?
No, that's it. So, who knows? I mean, the tyre game will keep going, and eventually it'll solve itself, I think.
It gives us something to talk about, doesn't it?
It gives everyone something to talk about. I mean, as a 10th scale, we kind of go, tyres, but then you look at 8th scale, and it's not limited to the make or manufacturer, so you have 100 odd different tyres.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I'm coming down, so I'm looking for some in-depth help now, driving at Mendy. So, I can't remember the last time you've driven at Southport.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
That would have been the last national you had there.
Okay, Mike, so that was then. So that's what my car's like. Now I'm coming to Mendip on this weekend.
Yeah.
What should I change to my car?
Nothing. Keep it exactly the same. Keep it exactly the same. You don't need to. In fact, what I'd do, I'd go stiffer on all your springs, oils. I'd probably double whatever oil you've got in the front and rear shocks, and only run 1 hole pistons, maybe 4 hole pistons in the front.
Okay. Yeah, 1.7's in the right, 1.6 is in the left.
Yeah, and just make the car as thin as you can, and really stand it up high.
Okay. So
what you want is one wheelbase on one side and 1 length wheelbase on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fine. So other than that, what should I be doing?
Other than that, what should you be doing? My advice for Mendip is make sure you give the car some droop.
Right, okay.
Because there's a lot of uppy downies, and you need to keep the tyres in contact with the ground. That's what I always do.
Unscrew the bottom of me shock shafts.
That's the one. Yeah, just unscrew them a little bit. Or if I don't know on the Yokomo if you can change to different size ones. But just give it a little bit of droop.
I probably can. I think they do release some. They have released some bigger ones.
Yeah, you don't want massive. It's not like.
But I haven't got them, so it doesn't matter about them. So just unscrew it a bit.
Yeah, like a turn and a half.
Nice. Okay.
Just give it a little bit of droop.
Front and back.
I'd do front and back. Yeah.
Okay.
And just a little bit of anti-squat for the sort of lumps and jumps. It'll just help the car drive over them.
So whatever, I don't even know what my yoke is. So whatever my yoke is, just a bit more.
Just a bit more, yeah.
Okay, Ace. I'm going to put a small opinion on as well.
As far as a small opinion because we haven't got massive straight. We got shorter straight, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I think if you've been there and you've run that banked corner, I think you're not really taking much pace out of your car, are you? If you can get the line right through that, it is pretty much flat out until you hit the far end corner.
And we are using the whole of the bank corner.
So what's happening for practice on the Friday?
You didn't hear that, did you?
What's that?
Well, say it again. And the tree stump.
Ah, yeah.
Nice.
It only took 4 hours of cleaning.
Well, last time I was there for a club round, I did think there's not really Astro on that anymore. It's just leaves.
Yeah, no, it's now Astra.
Nice.
Yes. Got to have it. It's part of the track for people. The guys love it, so you got to have it.
Yeah, to be honest, it's been so long since it's been run. I think that'll.
We just got to be careful. If it rains, you just got to be careful with it. Might have to avoid it if it rains.
The only thing I ever found with that tree stump is that it's difficult to come in and out of it in a way where you're not cutting off a big section of usable track.
Yes.
Because of the way it kind of drops out one side and smooths out the other side, it's a real weird one to try and work in. So I'm not. Do you know what? I've laid that track many times. I'm not envying you that task for this weekend because I know how many drivers are going to be coming down to this meeting and looking at that track, and you're going to be looking at every set of eyes going over every inch of it. And I've been in that situation before. We've done the F2s at Tiverton and stuff like that, and I always view it, even if it's a track people don't like, it's still the same track for everyone. Do you know what it is? People see the videos and I suppose they hear us shouting about it down here.
Yeah.
And I think when you look at a video that's up on YouTube of Mendip, it looks like a pretty big 1/10 track.
Yeah,
it looks like a decent sized track. Yeah.
Jesus.
And then when you turn up, you go, oh my god, that's tiny. This is going to be awful. What am I doing? I've travelled the length of the country to come here. Oh no! And then you get to race on it.
Yeah.
And once you've raced at Mendip, you can't help but want to come back to that off-road track because it's just an addictive place to be, I think.
It is. I mean, I had 5-6 weeks ago. Tom Cockrell was working down this way, so messaged me and said, any tracks I can have a go on. I said, well, I'm down Mendip if you want to pop on down. And he came down, and we spent an afternoon down there driving around, and he enjoyed it. I mean, I looked at him and went, it's tiny. It'll be good enough for a little bit of practicing, but it ain't no national spec track. It's just a bit of fun, but he seemed to enjoy himself on it. So, I thought, well, people enjoy it.
I don't necessarily agree that it's not. All right, maybe as far as the the joins and the Astro that's there needs a bit of tidying up and stuff like that. And we've always known that with the place.
Yeah.
It was no different to that when we originally did the work. It was a bit of a patchwork then, so to have had a lot of traffic over it's going to wear. But I think other than that, with a couple of the other bits of space that are available, aside from the work it would be to get the extra Astro in there and to blend them into the rest of the track, I don't see there's any reason Mendip couldn't hold a BRCA National.
No, I mean, I think it needs to be bigger.
Yeah, of course, yeah. You'd have to use extra bits of the track, you'd have to extend it in a couple of places, but...
I don't know, I think you'd have a really good go at the end of season finals.
Yeah, I mean, we had them at Tiverton, and I asked Paul for his feedback on it, and his only comment was it was a little bit small. And Tiverton's probably the same size as Mendip, would you say, Matt? There ain't much in it.
Tiverton's bigger than Mendip.
Yeah, so...
Tiverton's a bigger... the reason Mendip's laps are the way they are is because it's...
There's so much elevation change based on the side of the map.
The back of the track, when you stood up there marshalling, you're stood as high as the people on the rostrum are.
You are, yeah.
It's massive. So if you stretch that out to a flat surface, it's probably not far off of the size of Tiverton. But
yeah.
I think we should
as the crow flies sort of plan view of the track, you could probably fit 1.5 Mendips in the space that Tiverton's got.
You probably could. What were we going to say, Aidan? Start what?
We should start a thing to make sure Mendip gets an end of season final.
No, that means I have to spend more time down there.
These are our happy places. We should.
No, that is
joyous.
True. Yeah,
we're only happy at our own track.
I'm the opposite. I'm happy at other people's tracks.
Well, I mean, it depends, doesn't it? I think
that's because if you've currently got the big job, then I love going to Bury because I just sit on my bum.
And laugh at Stu.
Yeah, but the meeting's just going to run beautifully. There's never an issue. Bury won many meetings perfectly, and you just sit and no one asks you a thing.
Yeah, that's how I feel when I go to Torch.
Yeah,
I go to Torch and I just sit back and go, "Oh, this is good."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it's an amazing track.
What we've done is we've made something where everywhere we go, somebody now asks us questions.
Yes,
they do. They do.
And that's great, and we love it. So don't stop. That's not me saying I don't want people coming up to me at all. But no.
Yeah, if you got any questions about Mendip, go and ask Matt Guppy. He loves it.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah,
he does.
And my answer will be, right. You see that guy over there? Martin Owen.
Yeah. He loves it.
No, that's what we do. You say, see that fellow over there? That's Martin Owen, and then you point at me.
Yeah.
We'll point at Aidan.
And then I'll just go, yeah, whatever you want, mate. Yeah, you want to set fire to the on-road track? Do that. Okay. Fine.
Can't set fire to the on-road track. That makes money.
Yeah,
it does.
It's a great venue down there. If people don't know it, it has got this great off-road track that we all love going to, and this bloody massive on-road thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's all freshly painted and clean, and
you're too good to them.
The on-road track's looking good, looking very good.
It is.
I look forward to walking around going, you just covered this with Astro.
Yeah,
like you do at every UFL meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but me and Mr. Guppy actually made a joke one day that we're going to cover it with Astro to an 8-scale track.
Yeah, that would be perfect.
And wow, some of the people got quite emotional about that.
Yeah, they did. They got quite upset about that, didn't they?
They did. Very emotional. So
Didn't we get quite serious and say that I was looking for a excavator?
oh yeah, we took
And
it
I
a whole
think,
9 yards.
oh my god, I'm trying to think of the guy who it was that was sort of earwigging in the background on our conversation and literally ran off into the pits to tell people when he heard us talking about it. Oh my god, I can't remember who that was.
So you all ready for your national at Southport, Aidan?
Mate, we are 110% prepared.
Excellent. You'll have to send me some photos from it when you're racing at it, because I won't be there, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's it, mate. You just won't be able to handle a grip. It's a good decision.
It's a rubbish decision, but unfortunately, I've been dragged away on holiday. So,
but you are going to the Euros and the Worlds, and Gups will be there.
Yeah, exactly.
So we have plenty of pictures, but yeah, we're all prepped. You know, some of the bits that we need to do, you can't do until a week before. You can't cut the grass or paint anything.
So I've been having an argument with a few of my colleague racers that are going to that national. The cobble bit at the back, is it still there?
Nope.
No.
So that's gone. The cobbles are gone.
Cobbles, concrete and tarmac are gone. The only bit of hard surface now is the cobble roundabout.
Okay, if Alex Springer asks you, are they still there, you say yes.
Okay.
Right. And if he doesn't listen to this bit, what we'll get is we still refer to them as the cobbles. That's probably the bit. And we say, oh, it's the concrete and it's the tarmac.
Right.
So, because that's what everyone knows them as. But no, they've clearly gone. We don't... It's like someone's gone over our track with an iron.
Yeah, no, it looks nice. Looks very nice. Very green.
Very green.
And very grippy.
Yeah, it was. It was really good.
There's
really
no sand,
good.
is there? It's all new Astro, so it does grip up. I mean, there's the odd bit which is a bit uneven and kind of throws the cars off a bit, and I'm sure that the Evo especially will be pleased to hear that I've noticed those bits up there. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, it's perfectly flat.
Do you know what? I got another thing. I think Connor Cocker will make his first A final national at Southport.
Okay. Mate, I could, Connor is immense at Southport. Connor is immense everywhere.
He is.
And he does get a load of help. Chris is a lovely fella as well. But I think we could have more. The cries of home track advantage, I hope to be as high as possible after.
Yeah, but it's the same everywhere. It's everywhere as a home track advantage.
Oh, no, but I think we're actually going to prove it at Southport, because Evo's going to be great, Crompton's going to be great, Adam Paris going to be great.
Is
the whole
Ash
words are going to be
Fensom
great.
doing the national? Is he booked into Southport this year?
I don't know, but he hasn't certainly been practicing enough. I've not seen him enough at Southport. That still doesn't mean he can't turn it up and do really well. But
you talk about Adam Perry. Wow, him at Torch making that A final. He was rapid.
Oh yeah, he is, and he's rapid up in our things and just destroys. He's just it's a Team C doing well again.
Oh, he just flies with it. I've watched him at nationals and he's just stepped it up a level. It's like, wow.
He has. I think he stepped it up sort of last year.
Yeah.
Got better, and then he's got better again.
He has. It's just unbelievable fast.
I'm expecting, well, I'm not expecting, it's a terrible thing to say, but, we've had some really good results from Northwest drivers at any nationals. PC's been unbelievable.
Wow.
He's had some time at Southport this year, but he is very busy and does lots of other things.
Yeah.
I'm sure we might see him before the national, but also remember Southport. We can't stop anyone going to Southport. It's in a public park. I'll just start saying, as long as you don't park in the park, as long as you leave your car on the road, not we do. So people turn up, but I think it'll be Evo. Did FOTQ the last national there?
Sorry, hang on a minute, Aidan. Eric, just in case you're listening to this, just remember that it was Aidan that told people they could just go and use the track as long as they park on the road.
Well, hang on.
Isn't
No, we
it?
put
Isn't
it.
it?
Go on.
Yeah. Isn't it Eric's birthday today?
No, it's Eric's birthday yesterday.
Ah.
It's
Right,
Tony
happy
Parr's
birthday,
birthday
Eric, for
today.
yesterday.
Happy birthday, Eric, for yesterday.
It's Tony Parr, the superstar. Ooh.
It's Tony Parr's birthday today.
Ah, well, happy
Wow.
birthday, Tony Parr.
I've never seen him smile at a race meeting, Tony Parr.
He does if you just go up to him and just push him a little bit, just as he's on the rostrum or as he's queuing up. Don't say
he
anything
loves
to him.
that.
Just bump into him a
Push
little
him. Yeah. He likes that.
bit. Yeah, he does.
So, how have your nationals gone?
Testing. Let's see. Where did we start? Telford. Yeah, that was rubbish. In 2-wheel drive, it wasn't very good. 4-wheel drive, I think I made the G.
Right.
No, I didn't. No, I made the E. That was it.
So
Then we went.
what goes on at nationals then, Martin? Because you're flying at Mendick, you're flying at Tivy, you're flying at Swindon, and then
And
you
I
go
go to a
to
national,
you go
and it goes
to a
to
national, and it can be Torch, it can be what Robin Hood. You know, that's the opposite ends of the country. I expect you to be at least that where sort of Evo is. What happens?
I so far this year, Robin Hood for me was the worst results I've had at national in 3 years.
Yeah.
I just think my brain didn't want to work that weekend. Torch was again and want to make D final, no, D or E final in 4-wheel drive, and in 2-wheel drive nowhere. I don't know. It's just this year. Last year I had C final, a couple C's, a couple D's. It was good. This year it just hasn't worked yet.
What do you think is the difference then? What's changed other than the car? What's different?
I got older.
Well, don't tell us to that.
I've got older and I'm a bit more relaxed, and I think being relaxed makes you go faster at regionals because you're not all highly strung. You just go in and having a laugh. And then I think you get to nationals and you go out there and you have a couple runs. I think, this isn't really working, and you start thinking about what you're gonna have for tea that night.
Yeah.
Is that because you're not used to like looking at your scores and going, "Oh, I've never seen a 72 before"?
Yeah, I've not seen a 78 on the second page.
Yeah.
Yes,
Hey, welcome back to our world.
Yes, I mean, and the other thing with nationals, you guys know it. People don't realise how difficult they are.
No.
2
Fractions
seconds
of a second
can be 40 places.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think Eric was saying, I think at Evo's last final, someone beat him by 0.8 of a second and got 12 places on him.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Robin Hood 2 weeks ago in 4-wheel drive, I had a 13 round, which I quite liked. Got out my last round of qualifying, and they're sort of saying where you are. And I binned it on the last lap trying to pass a back marker. And I went from possibly a 25 in round to a 65 in round. One crash. And that's the difference between making the G final and the C final.
Yeah.
It's just close.
Yeah, that's it.
And on top of that, you have your guys that have their home track advantage, which I have no problem with. Everyone should have it. So you got to beat those guys as well. And we got a lot of fast youngsters, which is great coming through in this country. You got the Holdsworth lads.
Yeah, I talked about them earlier in the show.
So quick. PR's got Tommy and Jamie Hall, quick pair of little brothers. They are, 11 and 9 or 10, and they're in the top 40 in the country. It's scary how fast some of these youngsters are.
Yeah, they are quick. They are quick, some of them. It would be nice to see that side of the sport growing, really, and knowing it's going to keep growing like that. I think it's what a really great thing for fathers and sons or families to get involved in. It's a real level sort of playing field for everybody, really. It doesn't matter if you're 9 years old and you're competing against a 40-year-old guy. If you can wheel a car around a track quicker than he can, you've whooped his ass, you know?
That's it. I mean, I saw it, the Swindon the weekend. That was probably, I think you picked up on it, Matt. That's probably the most neutral regional I've ever been to. Because no one had got loads of practice down. Yeah. And it was a mixed bag of results. And there were a couple of youngsters there that you know, did a lot better than I've seen them do anywhere else because they were in the same boat as everybody else.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I mean, Gary Simmons, our treasurer for Mendip, his lad was racing. Unfortunately, Friday Speedo in the 4th round of qualifying. But he was up in touching the bottom of the C final, you know, and he's only 8.
Wow.
You know, absolutely flying. I lent him my wet PR car for the final, which was quite funny. His dad's not too happy with me now because he's getting a lot of hassle to spend money, which is quite good.
Well done, PR.
Exactly, you know. So there you go, use my wet car. He went the fastest he'd ever gone all day, and now the dad's got to buy one, so that was a job done. Yeah. That was my bit of public relations for the year.
Yeah, there you go. There's your one kit sold.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tick the box.
Exactly.
Kev will now answer your telephone calls.
Yeah, Kev can over. Well, he hasn't yet. I think when it rings, he just sees my name and hangs up.
Yeah, I don't phone him. I don't phone him. I just send him Facebook messages.
Yeah, he loves it.
Yeah, he does, but then I don't just send one. I send like 10 in a go, and it's what I'm thinking about, not what he's thinking about.
Yeah.
So I send him stuff because he's, you know, Kev, PR, Inside Line have been really good to Southport this year, and you know, through our winter and through our summer. You know, they've been sponsoring our 2 big series, is providing us with raffle prizes. Great. And then I think I don't know if he's gonna have a shop at the Southport National. I need to ask him.
Yeah, no, I mean, you know, Kev, you know, he looks, I will be fair, he's looked after me so well this year with stuff. It's been very, very good. You don't mind, and it's been very easy to say how good the product is because it actually is. Even if people think that the plastic's made of Kinder eggs, which I heard a few weeks back, which was quite funny.
Well, I don't think. I'm just trying to think if I can remember Evo breaking his. Nothing stands out.
No.
So they must be great. I like to think that I helped design the latest PR car.
Right.
Because Kev showed me like the first one that came in.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, I'd never buy that. And he went, why? And it's got too much red on it. all the alloy was red. And clearly had loads of alloy parts on it. But he goes, yeah, this is how it's coming. This is the kit. And I went, I can't buy it. It's red. And then when the latest one came out, all the alloy is black.
So that was you.
That was me.
So that's why I've got one red car and one black car now.
Yeah, it's fine. Because that's fine. It's nice. You know, other people have come on the show. And Ben Gemmo said he invented the lay-down gearbox.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he said he did that. Well, I'd like to say I designed the latest PR car by just saying don't use red.
What would Lee say if he do that?
Well, he knows my jumper says I love Lee, but maybe during the indoor season, I sometimes might put a little sticker on it and just write Kev on it. Because I love Kev Lee in the winter because he just comes to Southport when he can. You know, he's very busy, goes to all those things, but if we're kind of only round the corner from him now. So he comes loads. So that's I try and stay away. I don't rush over to him and tell him my next 3 greatest ideas of how many raffle prizes he needs to give me.
You should.
Yeah, well, I do that all through Facebook, and then I pay him off with those PR mugs.
What you need to do is also teach him how to do a barbecue.
Okay,
He-
not an
he just-
indoor venue.
No, just outdoors. but I quite liked his barbecued food that we had at Robin Hood. But Alex Springer, wow, I've never seen someone turn their nose up at barbecued food like that man did.
He doesn't like
Unbelievable.
barbecued food.
No, he's just looking at it like, Kev, you've burnt it. It's like, no, it's barbecued. That's how it's meant to be.
Well, it was actually Alex Springer who talked about getting you onto the podcast,
Yeah.
and maybe DC as well, because he didn't fancy it.
Yeah, he's not much of a talker. He's Alex is fairly quiet and reserved, unlike DC, as you will find out.
Yeah, oh yeah, we love DC.
Because DC, you might have to put a swearing filter on that, like.
No, it's fine.
I think we will just probably put a warning on that one.
Yeah,
Yeah, you may need to do that. But, again, DC, are brilliant guy, been an absolute great mate. Unfortunately, he did decide to go to Sweden for a year or 2 years and leave us, but it's nice to have him back, to be honest.
Yeah,
Because it's someone to take the piss out of, obviously.
yeah. Is he driving a PR?
No, he drives I think he drives probably correct me wrong, I think he drives a B6 and an X-Ray.
Does he?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, no, I think the racing is a very second line to him over
Catching up
the
with few people.
He just likes commentating and harassing people. Usually me. When I don't answer his messages, he has to go on Facebook and tell everyone I'm not his friend anymore, which was quite nice.
That's great.
He's a nice guy.
So let's try and talk about a bit about cars before we let you go. But
Yeah.
so I'm trying to think of a good question. So if you didn't drive a PR, what would you drive?
An Associated.
Was it?
Yep. I'm an
Rob?
Associated boy, born and bred.
Right.
There you go.
Has Matt just spoiled it for you?
No, not really. No, I mean, I just, he's always loved his Associated, but I mean, it's always what I had. I did love them,
Mm-hmm.
But if the opportunity ever comes, great. But yeah, that's what I would drive.
But okay.
So yeah, that one day it will come. Matt's doing a good job with that car. I noticed he was second at Mendip a few weeks ago, which I thought was absolutely brilliant.
It was. I had a good run last time I was there. Time before was pretty good. The car's flying. It is flying, and I think the changeover to the controller, I think, made a big difference. I think the Samwara probably been losing signal over a period, but I'd not been anywhere to notice because it hadn't been sort of far enough away. But I think the difference, and you said a couple of weeks ago, whatever you've changed, just keep doing that.
Yep.
And I thought, well, do you know what? The only thing that I'm doing different, or that is different in the kit, is the controller. And
That must be what it'd be. I mean, I am expecting a final from you at Upel on Sunday. No expectations or anything, but I'm thinking you need to make the A.
I'll get an A final on Sunday, mate. It'll be cool.
Who do we think's going to win the weekend? 2-wheel and 4-wheel.
Ben Jameson will win it the weekend.
He's not there. He's in Gemmo's not at Upel. He's at Belgium Grand Prix.
I thought he booked in.
Nope. No, if you look on his Facebook tonight, he was on a ferry or down in Dover waiting to get on the ferry.
Belgium.
They've all gone to Belgium.
Yeah, okay. Well,
good question then.
I can't get the list up in front of me of who's there.
I can. I'm just trying to think. I don't think there's any. Sorry to upset everyone who's travelling down with me. None of us are any good.
Because Everson's not coming, is he?
No Evo.
Yeah, ever since I beat him there, he's been a bit tender about that.
Yeah, massive letdown, Evo. Real massive letdown
It
there.
is.
But
I mean, I think in 4-wheel drive, I think it could be Craig Harris. With the X-Ray, he is flying. Paul Field, I don't think's racing the weekend, even though he's entered. I don't think he's going to be going.
Nice, okay.
what
Two-wheel
about
drive.
Markfield? Is he going?
Mark Field's going.
Okay.
And two-wheel drive, I want to edge my bed towards Mark Hancock.
Oh, well, that would make us happy. Okay, I'm going to go for top northerner,
Right.
Gav Crawler.
Oh, Gav's a legend. Do you know I used to race him? We only figured out Opel last year. I remember racing him when he was a small little kid with not much hair then either.
Right.
We only figured out the other day that we'd actually raced at the F3, 4s and 5s in like 2000 or 1999 or something silly.
Right.
I can't believe he's been racing that long.
I'm sitting there looking through this list going, he's probably, and I'm saying this mainly just to upset Lawson and Whittle, but Gav Crawler is a step above everybody.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. So it could be between him and Craig Harris. What about two-wheel drive then, Hayden?
Oh no, sorry, I only care about two-wheel drive. The rest is just
so that's your two-wheel drive. So come on, you got four-wheel drive.
Four-wheel drive. I Gav Crawler again.
Ooh. Now you've got to remember, before you hedge your bets on people, you got to remember there are some quick guys at Mendip that are local that are turning up.
Yeah,
for this
but I don't know them, so I've immediately knocked them completely out of the situation.
I know someone that's entering two-wheel drive. Look, do you remember little Tom Knowles? You know, he's raced a few regionals here.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, he's using my PR.
Is he? Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that could be interesting. He TQ'd around there last year.
Right, okay.
But
And
he
then
hasn't raced for years.
And then just to put some extra pressure on some random people in two-wheel drive,
Yeah,
I'm really looking forward to Steve Ashton. Is he turning up?
He's not racing. No, he's not racing.
I thought oh no, he's gone away, isn't he? All right, so we just forget him.
Yeah.
He's now Jimmy Curtis.
Oh,
Surely
Jimmy.
this is, if he doesn't get an A final, I don't think I'll be able to look him in the face.
I'll beat Jimmy at Mendip.
I think you will. I think
now,
you'll beat
Chris
Jimmy.
Mills. Chris Mills is coming down.
Yeah.
I've seen he's got his tyres ready on Millsy Boy RC.
Yeah, I saw that.
Or whatever, wherever he posted that. Yeah, so that'll be good. I mean, he's got to be in contention to be up there. I think to be honest, I think it's going to be a lot closer between a lot more people than everybody thinks it is this weekend.
Yeah, I think it will be.
Because Gemmo and Greg Williams aren't there.
Yeah, there's a possibility. There is a possibility if everybody has a really bad round, I could take you around.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome. I'd go home. That would be me done with racing right there. That would be me done.
You'd never hear the end of it, though.
No,
Excuse me, Mike. I don't hear the end of it when he's third in the B.
Oh,
Do you know?
Aiden could make the A.
No.
You know what, mate? If I have a nice round and the heavens open, you know, I've TQ'd a regional.
I'll tell you why Aiden's not going to make the A.
Ooh.
Because
I'm going to help
gonna
him now.
make
sure
that Friday and Saturday night are two of the hardest nights Aiden has this year.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
And just for all the rest of the big blue tent that are going to be in the caravan, you lot too.
Yeah. So maybe we don't prep as well on the Saturday night. But no, we're looking forward to it. If it's all nice and dry. But thanks very much for your time. Thanks for your
not a problem.
Chatting about the regional. But all you really said was you won. You know, you didn't really chat about anyone else. But we'll let that go back.
That's okay, because I only won by 0. something of a second.
That's good. You know, Mark Hancock has to pull it out this weekend to really gain any respect.
Yes.
And what we'll do is we are going to the Euros, you are going to the Worlds. You know, if we need to communicate via homing pigeon from China,
we can do it.
We'll sort of out. Okay, mate.
Excellent. Well,
thanks, Martin.
Good. No, not a problem. I'll see you girls at the weekend.
Yeah, I'll see you on Friday, mate.
Yeah, it'd be nice. It'll be emotional.
Cheers. It will be. Thanks,
keep
mate.
that weather up there. All right. Talk to you guys
Cheers,
later.
mate. Bye, bye.
Cheers, buddy.
Bye,
Cheers. Bye.
Right. Well, that was great listening to Martin and catching up about things. I'll try and get rid of him.
Well, that was really good to have a catch up with Martin and find out what's been going on lately with him. Really good to catch up with him there.
Yeah, it was nice to talk to him about how he feels his PR's going, his bit of time with Team C, and just chat about Oopel, which is just for people who listen, it's the competition that we all do in the Big Blue Tent, and this round is at Mendip, which is your home track.
I think really interesting as well, just before we go on to that, to find out that, you know, another driver, if given the chance, would be driving a B6. I think that's awesome. You know, maybe my role as the associated guy has paid off, and you know, we're going to see maybe a few more B6s turning up with some of the top drivers down here.
Well, mate, it's clearly a good car, and I know you are very helpful. I know you speak to a couple of guys in the Northwest.
Yeah. Speak to lots of people. Lots and lots of people. I really can't believe how many people do message, to be honest, these days. It's been really good. I think once you, not to kind of sit here and want to blow my own trumpet, but I've obviously, you know, improved over the last 2-3 years. I've gone up quite a few stages quite quickly in the sort of race results, and I think a lot of that is down to the progression of the cars that I've driven over that time period, from the B5 to the B6, going to the lowrider in the B5, and then the World's B5 with the Red Workshop gearbox in it, and then obviously the next stage on from that, the B6. It has taken me leaps and bounds, but since that, people see those results improving. They want to know somebody who's ran the car for a long time and get the information and just get a little, you know, so as long as you can point people in the right direction, they don't necessarily have to take on board everything you say, but if you can help them out with a bit of setup advice, with a bit of, if they're saying, what does this do, what does this change do, what does that do, you know, what do I do if I need more of this or less of this, if you can just point them the right way, or I think it goes a long way. And obviously for us down here, and the PR guys, and there's quite a few of them in the Southwest, Martin does do that for them when he's about the track. So, you know, obviously he is off doing nationals and things like that a lot of the time, so he's not always about sort of locally to sort of be around, but I'm sure his national presence is felt as well. But like you say, anyway, on from that, we have got the biggest race meeting coming up that the southwest of the UK will see.
Okay, I'd agree with that.
And in many previous years, I believe, as well.
Yeah, it's certainly the race I look forward to most racing on, the Oopel round at Mendip. It's a great weekend. I'm just going to try and get some prep done.
What prep are you doing to come and try and beat me at my home track this weekend?
Okay, I don't think there's enough prep can be done for me to beat you at your home track this weekend. But the prep I'll be doing, I'll certainly be redoing my shocks.
Okay.
Redoing my gear diff.
Now,
put some more oil in.
Before you just run through a list of things that everybody does before a race meeting, well, I'd like to think that most people do, or at least you know, the people that do well.
Okay.
You know.
Someone said to me the other week, all I do is just top my shocks up.
Wow.
I don't even take them off the car, just unscrew the top and put a bit of oil in and screw them back on again.
Well, that's you know, that's one way of doing it, I suppose. And if you're comfortable doing it like that, you're comfortable doing it like that. But what are you doing anyway? What are you doing when you're doing prep on your shocks? Are you changing seals? Are you just changing the oil? Are you changing pistons for the track?
Okay, I never change my piston.
Right.
We never. As far as I'm aware, the piston never changes on a yoke setup from Lee.
Okay.
He's a 1.6 or a yoke is a 1.6 or a 1.7. I can't remember. I don't even know which way they go round. Right, but that's what you put in. It's what comes with the kit. You can get machine pistons if you want. I think I've got them, and you just put them in.
Okay.
So I don't alter them. Before Mendip, because it's my biggest race, and I haven't changed them for a week or two. I will change all the shock seals.
Yep.
All of them. Really clean the shocks out. Put, I don't know. So again, I asked this and no one gave me an answer. So should I probably go a bit lighter in all my oils?
Yes.
Okay. So where I have 600, 350, I will go 550, 300. Probably.
I wouldn't go. If you're where you are there on the front, I'd stay about there. Just
Okay.
maybe go a bit lighter in the back, but keep the front where it is for the time being.
I have the softest yoke rear spring on it.
Okay.
But that's what we run all the way. We don't change them. Well, I never change them. Don't see them change very often. And on the front, a pink or an orange. One's slightly harder than the other one. So
Right. Well, you might struggle for a bit of rear end grip then, so I would shorten it up a little bit if you can.
Right.
Shorten your wheelbase on the back up.
Yeah, okay. Because again, Mendip is a bit tighter than some places. I might look at my anti-squat.
What are you running at the moment?
I've no idea. Whatever it says on Lee's. Okay. Well, I've never changed. Every time I look at the setup sheet, it always says the same thing. I don't answer that.
Okay.
No, I don't do that. I'm sure it's great, and I will have a go at Mendip. I think I just need to change the insert to the back. Strip the gearbox because you're going to have to get to the gear diff. Clean the gear diff out, put some, the fad of 7k oil to diff gears is gone.
Good. Good.
I've had 3k and 4 gears in mine for 3 or 4 weeks now.
Yeah.
And it's just the same. I didn't notice the one was any better. Some people said, again, some people say, this is what happened to my car, and I go, oh yeah, that's what happened to mine. Didn't realise that's what it was. Now I'm psychologically just doing that, or maybe that's the actual issue I have, but it was okay, so I'll do that. Nothing else really needs to be done. It needs a bit of a brush out. I'm going to put a smaller pinion in because Mendip's straight's a lot shorter. I'm going to glue some tyres. I've taken all the me boost and turbo and timing off me Speedo.
Well done.
That's prep. Some people that's too much, but for most people it's not enough. But all those jobs done, so you just know what it's like when you turn up. You're all prepped, really, aren't you?
The only thing I am waiting for at the moment is some new rear. It's not the hubs; it's the little HD axles.
Well, okay.
That's really all I'm waiting for, and it's just they don't genuinely need replacing. I think if it was a club round, I wouldn't be worried about it. It wouldn't be something that would be stressing me out at the moment.
Right.
But purely because it's Zoopal, it would be nice if they turned up and I could get them on the car. But other than that, I think I've checked every bearing. I think the car has been pretty much stripped down to its nuts and bolts. Everything cleaned, everything oiled. Shocks stripped to within an inch of their life and cleaned back to like they've just come out of the packet, like you'd kind of expect them to be. New seals in there. The diffs had the same treatment. I've put some new roller puck orange bit things on my MIP drive shafts.
I think Tommy's heard you talking about them, and he wants a set now for his birthday.
If he could drive a set of 6, mate, I would let him have a go on the car at the weekend, and it's unreal, the difference it's made for me.
Well, I think we'll order him a set for his birthday. That's coming up.
Well, yeah, well worth it. I'll get you the part numbers sent over.
Cheers, mate. Send us like a picture of everything we need.
Yeah,
and we'll get that done for. And so that's prep done. It is Oopal. Will I get the chance before I put the car on the track? I'll put a vernier over, the shock collars and make sure the ride height's right and it's level and things along those lines.
How do you do your ride height when you get to? Okay, you're turning up to Mendip. You've walked out onto the track, and you've looked at the track, and you think, what about your ride height?
Well, again, I think my view is going to fall in the middle of not enough for some and too much for others. I just try and make sure it's flat. That's the first job.
Make sure what's flat?
The car's flat.
So
it's
the
level.
Front and the back are the same level on the chassis? Okay.
Yeah, it's flat. And normally my car runs about 20 to 21. Something like that.
Okay.
And I think as long as I keep it flat throughout the day and keep checking it's there, that's kind of good enough for me. If I go indoors or something, I will lower it, but not by a lot. And if I go somewhere where it's bumpy, I might higher it a bit, but again, not a lot.
Yeah, okay.
I don't really play with it.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, for me, it's just making sure the front arms are straight and the rear drive shafts are in a straight line.
Well, that's okay.
That's it. That's all I ever do.
Well, kind of similar, just different ways of looking at it. But I don't alter it through the day. I don't think, I need to put more on or less, unless it's obvious. So I'll make sure my ride heights are done, all my shock collars are all level.
Yeah.
And then we travel, so I'll get that done before, and then Tipsy's picking us up at something like 7:30 in the morning.
Now, how long does it take you guys to? It's about 4.5 hours?
Yeah, if we stopped and there was no real traffic, I would say about 4.5 hours. But if we get we've all been stopped for an hour a bit on those motorways.
Yeah,
going anywhere.
Yeah.
So we're
the
fine.
The M6 is just. Oh God, I've lost so much of my life sat under bridges on the M6 in my car.
Yeah, and there's loads of average speed cameras. But we're all in Tipsy's truck, so it's all right. Tipsy's very good and drives us down in his big truck.
Mm-hmm. Is he bringing the trailer this time?
No, there's no need for a trailer. He's got a big box on it now rather than a flat back. It's like a double cab pickup for people who don't know Tipsy's car. So, and there's only 4 of us in the truck. So we've been to Broxtowe with 5 of us. So 4, we'll have loads of room.
Yeah.
I don't even need to really worry about packing or what I'm going to take or what I'm not going to take, because there's one less person's kit in the van.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm just going to throw everything. And again, going to Mendip, in that pitting with the tables, so we don't need the tents. We've got somewhere to pit. We only need to take some chairs. It's great.
Yeah.
So we'll travel down.
I think you'll find at this Oopal meeting in particular, there will just be I'm not sure there's going to be anybody there that we don't know.
No. There'll be. You'll know people's names, or you'll know their faces.
Mm-hmm.
I'm now looking forward to James Boyland out qualifying Martin Owen in a stadium truck.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing.
That would be great.
He's setting his sights high, and do you know what? You've got to give him credit for that. You've got to give him credit for that, because Martin's quick at Mendip. No one can deny it. He's annoyingly quick at Mendip.
Yeah, but also James has got some hidden talent. If you see any of the pictures that come from the Huddy Arena when he's there, he's always in the middle of them, looking like I'm important. He's doing really well. I'm jealous of the pictures. Though obviously, if you see any of those pictures, and I don't think I'd fit back in my X-ray T-shirt. I've got an older version. I wouldn't fit in.
Yeah.
So,
plus, you'd have to do that awful thing of driving on road cars.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we all know that is just when you've had enough of having fun. That's what you do.
Yeah, I want to take all the fun out of it. So, obviously, you've got no travelling. It's just I don't know what time we'll get there.
Hang on a minute. It might be my local track. It's still a 45-minute drive from home.
Yeah, it's fine. I suppose we'll phone you when we get to Bristol.
Yeah. I'm off of work on Friday, so I will get up and do my things here, get the house sorted out for when my lady friend returns at the end of the week.
Yes.
Hand the keys to the neighbour and head up to the track probably for sometime around midday on Friday.
Okay, well you'll be there well before us.
Oh yeah, but there'll be loads of people turning up around then, so I'll probably mooch about a bit, say hello to a few people, do a bit of marshalling if there's any practice going on, like you do.
And then we'll turn up, depending on when we turn up as well, we'll do any practice. I think if we turn up handy enough and the weather's fine, I think we will do some.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you should. I think it'd be worth it.
And then we'll just go back to the caravan, have a swim. Sounds very glamorous, this, doesn't it? Have a swim.
Does, yeah.
It's not that glamorous. It is more glamorous than it was last year. It has been done up.
No, hang on a minute. Considering last year we had one of those old CRT style bubble screen TVs in there that there wasn't even like a SCART lead socket on the back, was it? It was just one of the old analog aerials. It
looked like a flat screen TV, didn't it? Because of the box.
It wasn't.
No, I'm sitting there going, I haven't seen one of those. So these are newer vans, and the places had a thing. We'll go grab something to eat. But then
hang on, wasn't it the Saturday? Was it the Saturday morning we all woke up and we didn't know how to turn the boiler on?
Yeah, the boiler wasn't working now.
That was it. And we all had cold showers in the public shower bit.
Yes.
Oh, God, I hope that doesn't happen this year.
Okay, well, that's someone's job who's listening to the podcast, is to phone us, one of us, at about 5 o'clock on Friday and tell us, can you test the shower works now?
Yeah. And that we can definitely turn the hot water on if it stops working.
Yeah, that's what we want. So that can be like the competition of this week. Whoever phones us or sends us a message at around 5, 6 o'clock-ish on this Friday coming and tells us to make sure we check the heating and the hot water, then they'll get a mention.
Well, look, mate, just before we go, because time is ticking on now, and we've been on for a while, so just before we go, I just want to say, because we run it inwardly in the Big Blue Tent, where there are 6 or 7 of us that run a competition at Oople every year. And for that, what we do is we all put a £5 into the pot. Last year's winner buys the trophy for this year's winner, and the money goes towards tyres or a hoodie or something with the, to show that you won. Plus, you get the trophy. Now this year, because a lot of us in that group haven't been able to make enough rounds to count, we've had lots of things going on, from operations to sickness and all manner of things that have just pulled us away from doing the main competition. Stephen Ball has been winning this all the way through the year. He's won won at Robin Hood out of all of us.
He did, yes.
He won at Broxtowe.
Yeah, he did.
Fine, my brothers. He's got as good a chance of anybody beating me at Mendip to take a 3rd round. But what he's done, because not all of us can compete in enough rounds to count in our competition as well as the main one, is he's offered this year's trophy up at the Berry round of Mendip. The Berry round of Oupel. Sorry.
Oh, right, okay. So whoever wins
at Berry out of the inner sort of group that all pit together, those 6 or 7 of us, and that's me, you, Stephen Ball, Gary Ennis, Tommy, Tipsy, and Phantom, Steve Garner, that is. So that is up for grabs for any of us at Berry. And I think that's a big thing for Borley to have done, because there's a lot of risk on him to lose that trophy after the work he's put in so far to win. Because it's tough. I mean, we're a competitive field among us. So he has put a lot into winning those rounds, and hands down to him, he's won them. But out of just sheer goodwill on his part, he's put the trophy up. So I just wanted to say big thanks to him for doing that, because I think it really makes it a good fun competition for all of us again this year. And again, the Berry round, something that we're all going to be really looking forward to and putting the extra effort in for.
Yeah, well, I didn't really figure it out like that when I heard Borley talking about it. But yeah, I might even go to Berry and practice.
Yeah, there you go. You'll need it.
Right.
You'll need it.
Okay.
So how about we call it a night there then, mate?
Yeah, cheers. That's been great. It was lovely to speak to Martin. Hope you've again enjoyed this podcast. It was great to catch up with a friend of both of ours and just chat nothing particular, just about talking about toy cars. But as we always said and always says, remember to say, but if you could like and share the podcast on the post, that would be great. That really does help us. And if you could also look to give us a review on iTunes and on the Facebook page, that also helps us so other people listen. We've had just amazing numbers recently.
Absolutely amazing.
I'm going to say, because I said this to somebody, in fact I said a lower number to someone during the week anyway, not that many people listen to you, and I'm going, mate, it astounds us every day that, let's just take this week, 100 people a day are listening to this. You think 100 people a day would have something better to do? But apparently
hopefully not.
Yeah. Hopefully everything stays the same for everyone, and you can continue to listen and share it around. And we've been lucky. We've got some great people lined up to come on and chat. But if anyone ever wants to come on for 5, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and just chat about what they do, just send us a message on Facebook or in the group. We'd love to get you on. But
yeah, that would be good. We want to get people on, not just the superstars out there. Obviously, we want to be talking to the guys that are going to bring us some news and some stuff for everybody listening to be interested in, and maybe find out some bits and bobs about teams and drivers we didn't know, and all that good stuff. But we also want to talk to you guys, the club racers out there. So if you've got something you want to chat to us about, give us a shout on Facebook. We'll try and either bring it up in a podcast, ask one of the team drivers or coaches or whoever it is we've got coming on that we speak to. Give us a shout, let us know. But again, don't forget to like it, don't forget to share it. The response has been fantastic, and thank you to everybody, every single one of you that has shared and liked this and listens to us. It's been awesome. We never expected this sort of response, and we can't thank you all enough for it. Bobby and Jeff, of course, from the Loop is Live. Thank you guys too for your support, and Lee for coming on last week. Great to have you on.
Okay, cheers, mate. Thanks very much.
All right, buddy. You take care. We'll catch everybody for next week, which is episode 10.
Episode 10, but obviously we'll catch up with probably 90% of you over the weekend when we're having a great time in Mendy.
We will. We'll see you all there.
Cheers, mate. Bye now. Bye.
Take care, buddy. See you soon.